Hello everyone, welcome to our Planted Tank video log number 1. Our today's topic is budget planted tank. Planted tanks are beautiful, but preparing and maintaining planted tank can be a costly affair. If you are new to planted tank hobby and want to get started with your first planted tank, then I believe this video will be an eye opener to you. There are various attributes of planted tank like substrate, light, water parameter, fertilizer, etc. etc. If we start discussing each and every one of them separately, then it will become 300 hours long video. So we will not take that path. I will simply tell you about my own budget planted tank which I maintained for more than a year, and I hope you will be able to take inspiration from my setup and get started with your own planted tank. I used normal 10-gallon rim tank for my budget planted tank setup. Many might tell you to start with a bigger tank, but bigger tank means bigger investments. When you are planning for a planted tank, cost can add up quickly. Hence, I choose 10-gallon tank for my budget setup, which costed me only $10. Choosing substrate for planted tank can be tricky. There are various types of planted tank substrate available in market. They can be divided into two types. Number one, active substrate, which are full of nutrients and will act as a fertilizer base for plants. Example, ADA Amazonia. Number two, inert substrate, which doesn't contain any nutrients but high in AEC and CEC. AEC stands for anion exchange capacity and CEC stands for cation exchange capacity. High AEC and CEC means the substrate doesn't contain any nutrients, but it has capacity to uptake nutrients from water column and make them available in substrate for plants. I choose second type inert substrate for my planted tank, which is cesium fluoride. A bag of cesium fluoride cost $22 only, and that is enough for my 10-gallon tank. If you think you need more substrate, then what you can do, you can put 2 mm pea gravel at the bottom of the tank and then you can top up with cesium fluoride. 2 mm pea gravel is very cost effective, so in that way you can save some money. Going to fertilizer, I prefer to use estimating index as a dosing. I bought my EI Ferts package from Greenleaf Aquarium and which costed me $28. It consists of micro and macro fertilization and dosing is clearly mentioned in their packet. I'll also put it on screen as well for your convenience. I use dry dosing. What I mean by dry dosing is simply put the fertilizer in a cup, add water, stir it till the fertilizer get dissolved and then simply pour it in tank. I'll place a link on description where you can calculate your dry dosing fertilizer amount accurately. If you're new to planted tank hobby, please don't get confused by the words like estimative index, macro dosing, micro dosing, etc. Macro dosing is nothing but potassium nitrate, monopotassium phosphate, and potassium sulfate dosing. Micro dosing, on the other hand, will appear in a separate container. So in total, you have to dose 4 items. How many times in a week, how much you need to dose can easily be found from the link which I will mention in the description area. Just stick to the basic of dosing rule and you should be good. Don't be scared to dose. Trust me, your fishes will be fine. As long as you are changing 70 to 80% water at the weekend. Changing good amount of water at the weekend will remove all the extra fertilizer which are being accumulated in your tank throughout the week. So weekend water change is very necessary for any planted tank. I normally do 80 to 85% water change. Many people actually restrict themselves with a water change of 50%. I normally tend to change water as much as possible so that it will get a fresh start to my aquarium, and the plants really appreciate that. Light for planted tank. You can go to eBay, Amazon, or any website and buy a LED light which is made for planted tank. Light price can vary from $25 to $290 or even more than that. I will suggest, as this is your first attempt, buy a reasonably priced light. Nowadays, each company calibrate their LED light to grow plants in your planted tank. So, as long as you have a decent light with 6500 Kelvin color temperature, you should be fine. I used Pawfly LED, which is a Chinese LED and which costed me only $30. I bought that LED from Amazon and it worked fine for me. Carbon dioxide or CO2. This is one part where I didn't go cheap. Your success to planted tank will depend on whether using pressurized CO2 or not. Planted tank is possible without pressurized CO2, but you will never get that lush look. It will be just a tank with plants, not a planted tank. So I highly recommend a very good pressurized CO2 system. My CO2 cylinder, dual gauge regulator with solenoid, PU tubing, CO2 diffuser, CO2 drop checker kit, bubble counter and check valves costed me total $155. Amazon and eBay have amazing options for a decent dual gauge CO2 regulators and other CO2 related items. CO2 refill costed me $10 and each refill lasts 7 months for a 10-gallon tank. In case you don't want to invest $150 in a CO2 setup, don't worry, there is a DIY option for you as well. CO2 can be made by citric acid and baking soda mix. I'll post a video link of that setup in the description area. This entire setup will cost you only $20. The only drawback is you have to make this mix on a 20 days interval. I'll also recommend using Sikkim XL along with CO2. Daily dosing of this product will keep algae at bay. Plants. For planting, your aquarium needs to be divided into three sections: foreground, midground, and background. You need to place plants based on the sections that I just mentioned now. As the name suggests, foreground means the plants you will place at the very front of your tank, mostly 3 to 4 inches from front glass panel is considered as foreground. Midground will be the mid area of your tank, and background will be the last 3 to 4 inches gap at the back side glass panel of your tank. As we are opting for a budget friendly beginner plans, I will opt for following options. At foreground, I will use Monte Carlo. Mid-ground, I'll use a combination of Anubias nana, Eriocolon Vietnam, Hydrocotyl tripartita, and Styrogine repens. At background, I'll be using Hemanthes micromoids or pearl wheat. I believe that will suffice your plant need. You can order plants from Boost Plants or any other website. Evok Plants package may cost you $75 or more depending upon plants availability. One suggestion: during planting, try to have as much plants as possible. It will balance tank quickly. Also, please do not introduce fish during the initial 1.5 month of your planted tank setup. Consider adding fish in your planted tank with you moving into a new house. Will you be moving into a house where painting is not done or plumbing is in progress? It's a similar case for fishes as well. You need to have your tank entirely cycled and filled with plants before adding any fish. Hence, I will strongly recommend you not to add fish for initial 1 to 1.5 month. I have seen people adding fish after 2-3 weeks in their planted tank, and that resulted in an algae bloom. That is the reason I highly recommend not to add fish for initial 1.5 months. You can see altogether the cost is coming up as $206. Now the major portion of your investment will be on aquatic plants. So if you are able to get hold of a better source who will be providing you the plants at a cheaper rate, I believe in that way you'll be able to save some more amount of money. The plants that I have mentioned in my list are reasonably priced and quite available in hobby. So these are basically the budget friendly beginner plants. I hope this video will help you to get started with your own planted tank. Thanks for watching. See you next week.